Okay, today I'm gonna talk about the Haitian Revolution. Haitian Revolution first started at a French colony known as Saint-Domingue, and it is later renamed as Haiti. It is a fascinating revolution because it is regarded as the first successful slavery revolt against the French, ending slavery and make Haiti an independent country and greatly challenged the French authorities. Back into the middle of 18th century, Haiti is the richest colony ruled by France, producing 40% of the sugar and half of the coffee production in the world, controlling the most numbered slaves except Brazil. The colonial society in Saint-Domingue were sharply divided into four groups, which had an important consequences for the revolution. At the top is the rich white planters known as Grand Blancs, who own their own slaves and lands. They are punishing slaves as non-humans, considering the violent punishment as the effective way to force slaves to work effectively, and they are also discriminating the slaves and colored peoples that live in Saint-Domingue. For the rich planters is the colored free people. They are the descendant of African women and French men. Some of them is really successful, and they can even own their own slaves and land too, but obviously they are discriminated by the rich white people. The third level of the society is occupied by the poor whites known as Petit Blancs, who worked as artisans and laborers. They are resentful of being a poor white that are not sharing the same privilege as free African people. At the bottom, obviously, is the overwhelming majority, the slaves. Haiti as a slave-based colony, 90% of the population were slaves. Their slaving life were exceptionally brutal, plus the influence of several diseases. Slaves is working in a miserable working condition that even prevented the natural population growth. As you can see, the society in Saint-Domingue is running in a huge instability. Different groups has different things to complain about French government. The slaves is resentful about being slaves, and the free people of color is still discriminated by the white no matter how wealthy they become. The Petit Blancs is jealous about the privilege enjoyed by the free people that are angry of being poor. Finally, the Grand Blancs is mad about the slight improvement to the slaves supported by the French government. They are angry because they are not sharing the same privilege as the rich people in France does. After the publishment of Dolomac on 1789, which gives hope to the colored people because they are equal to the white because of the equal human rights, while terrifying to the whites that the slaves are now free, sharing the same privilege as them. So according to the Grand Blancs, Dolomac is only interpreted in Saint-Domingue as applying only to the planter class, thus excluded the slave from the government in order to keep their money, which challenged the whole slave labor system. Resulted from the publish of Dolomac and the resent from French government, the conflict between blacks and whites finally bursted out. On 1791, led by Toussaint Breda, also known as Toussaint Louverture, slaves stood up and revolted against their owners and the French authorities against their owners. On 1793, British and Spanish is consciously helping the slaves in order to weaken French. As a result, French is badly defeated with a loss of 40,000 troops died on Saint-Domingue, so they know they will definitely lose the war if they are fighting against Spanish, British, and also the slaves. So French finally decided to free the slaves on 1794, and Saint-Domingue declared to be an independent country renamed as Haiti on 1804. The Revolution won freedom and citizenship for every slave in Haiti, creating a country that is ruled by the blacks. The declaration of the independence in Haiti is considered as a rejection of the French authorities and definitely challenged the racism and the colonialism. It overthrew slavery in Haiti and French, greatly influenced the slaves on the idea that they can stood up that none should be slaves when the rest of the world failed to. The Haitian Revolution established the first black authority in Haiti and got Napoleon's feelings hurt, particularly by the loss of the troops and the loss of the colonies that is once producing the largest number of sugars and coffees in the world. It announced to the world that slaves should not be slaves, which triggered the ending of the slavery. Thus it somehow warns the world that people did revolt under the great oppression or inequality. Consider both French and Haitian revolutions. They share some similarities. Firstly, it is all about people who resented from the government, fighting against the authorities. Secondly, Dolomac is the primitive subject that involved in both revolutions, indicating that a price needs to be paid for encouraging the social equality. And both revolutions is the different responses to the Dolomac for the different social groups. In addition, there is also no difference between the French and Haitian revolutions. As for the modern-day reflection, the French become one of the richest countries, whereas Haiti becomes the poorest country in the world because no country wants to trade with such a small country, since they own a huge debt. The huge war debt to French make them unable to pay it back, and its economy will never rebound. Is Haitian revolution successful? Some people might think that Haiti nowadays is characterized the poorest country in the world with its corrupt government and economy, whereas it is wants to be the most richest colony in French. Haiti owes a huge amount of the war debt to French, which took them 200 years to pay it back after the Haiti Revolution. That reflection of the revolution is indicating this unsuccessful revolution. Is the Haitian Revolution truly unsuccessful? Definitely not. Let's take a look of Haitian Revolution again. The Haitian Revolution is still considered a successful revolution because it navigates the development of Haiti to the right direction. So the revolution has a tendency to bring Haiti, the most richest colony in the world, to the most richest country in the world. However, the actual fate of Haiti is not that good because it lacks a person like Louverture to lead the country to bring them rich again. Plus, when we are judging whether a revolution is successful or not, please consider a certain group of people that involved in the revolution. So in this certain situation, the slave is considered to be the target of the people that we are considering about. So as we are considering the slave's point of view, the once richest colony is not doing them any good, so the life is substantially improved after the revolution. Though still poor, they are now working as free people living in an independent country, and they are prevented from the forcing labor and miserable working conditions, which indicates that the revolution is successful. That changes the life for the people that rewarded on the positive side.